The Dallas Cowboys are a team that always seems to do well during the regular season, but just can never do much during the playoffs. So today, with the power of Madden, we are gonna trade Dak Prescott away and see if we can win a Super Bowl without him, and with the draft picks we get in return for him. So this is gonna be a very fun rebuild. But this is like the most suggested rebuild I have ever done. I feel like 60 to 70% of the comments I get are to do the Cowboys. And I have been getting a lot asking to rebuild them without Dak, so that's what we're gonna do today. But super quick, let's see if we can get to 2,000 likes on this video. And if we can do that, I do have a special fantasy draft rebuild planned soon. If we don't hit it, I mean, I won't do it. It'll just let me know that y'all wanna see it. So be sure to drop a like. It takes you like 2 seconds. It really does help out the channel. And if you wanna be an OG of the channel while you still can be one, be sure to subscribe. Another special video whenever we hit 15K. I'm loving the special videos. I know y'all are loving them too. So let's see if we can get to 13K by the next time I upload a video. And let me know down below any rebuild ideas you might have. Could be a special rebuild, could just be rebuilding a regular team. Let me know what y'all want to see down below because I get all my ideas from the comments, or at least most of them. But that's enough plugging, and let me tell you real quick what I think about this team. I personally think Dak Prescott is weird. I think he's like one of the most underrated but overrated players in the NFL at the same time. Some people think he's like a borderline top 5 QB. I guess I don't see that much anymore after the year he just had. I've always thought he was fairly overrated. I thought he was closer to like 10 or 12 than like top 5 or anything. But now I feel like people genuinely think he's terrible, and I don't agree with that either. I think he is fine. I think he's in like the Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff tier, where like you can win a Super Bowl with them, but once it comes to playoff time, it might be a little tough. I feel like the ratings adjuster for this game is smoking crack though. An 87 overall superstar for Dak, more like 82 or 81. But this is a really nice team. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is a very good receiver. They got Brandon Cooks, could be a big resurgence year for him. English is hard. Michael Gallup, same deal there, has been injured, but could be a big breakout. Their line overall is very nice, assuming it stays healthy. They don't have any proven tight ends, but between Ferguson and Schoonmaker, I think one of them will be solid. And then this defense is obviously amazing. Micah Parsons, one of the 3 best pass rushers in the NFL, probably. Their corner room is great, assuming it stays healthy. Their safety group is great. Their linebacking core leaves a little to be desired, but it is still solid. And I really liked the pick of Mozzie Smith. A lot of people didn't. Interior D-line was like the one high-value need of this team, pretty much. And I thought Mozzie Smith was the best interior D lineman that was available with their picks, so I like. Also, DeMarcus Lawrence, if he's fully healthy, could be good. This team is good and really deep too, especially on defense. Not as much on offense, but especially on defense. Oh yeah, they also have Tony Pollard. Is he even gonna be healthy for the season? I actually don't know. They do have Deuce Vaughn too, who I might give star dev. I do like him a decent amount in real life. But that's enough talking, and let's actually get into this rebuild, and let's work on a trade for Dak Prescott. That's an insane return for Dak Prescott. We're trading him interdivision, which is very questionable, but I guess the realism will start after this trade to make it a realistic rebuild. But we're getting 2 firsts and 2 seconds from the Commanders. This would be very fair for them in Madden because for whatever reason, Dak wins MVP like multiple times per rebuild I do. Maybe he won't be good taken out of the Cowboys, but he probably still will be. I guess we'll just have to see. He's like disgustingly good in this game. But now we're left with Cooper Rush and Will Grier at quarterback, so could be better for sure. We'll obviously either have to sign or draft a replacement for Dak, but it will be nice to have those extra picks. But in a Madden standpoint, trading away Dak is a very big hindrance because of how good he is. But with that, I'm excited to get into this rebuild. It might be a pretty big challenge. So let's get to the mid-season point of year 1, and hopefully we don't completely suck, but we'll see. Okay, well, at the mid-season point of year 1, we are 3-3, which is probably where this team would be if they traded Dak. I mean, maybe a little worse, but they have such a good defense that, like, even if they didn't have a very good QB at all, they still could be solid. Of course, that's not how it's playing out here. We have the 9th best scoring offense somehow and only the 17th best scoring defense, but whatever. EA moment, I guess. But we have some re-signings to make here. I took a little sneak peek. It's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Tony Pollard, of course, Stephon Gilmore, Dorrance Armstrong, Tyron Smith, Terrence Steele, Tyler Biadasz, Jaron Kearse, even Jordan Lewis is a starter. Micah Parsons back there, but that's the 5th-year option. There is almost no way that we can bring all these players back. Although, restructuring is a thing now. I keep forgetting about that, so maybe we can just restructure everybody. I definitely want Tony Pollard back. We'll offer him 3 years, a little under 30 mil, and he does take it. It's never great to pay running backs, but he was cheap. That's definitely worth it. Now, we're actually gonna wait on Stephon Gilmore and Tyron Smith just because they're older. They're gonna regress after the year, so they should be cheaper. In Dorrance Armstrong, we don't really need back. I guess we will offer Terrence Steele this deal, 2 years, 23.6 mil. I like everything about this. I just need more time to think it over. What do I do with that information? What do I do there? Wait, what? That's no feedback. So if I just resubmit him the same deal later, it should get accepted? That's, or not. Bruh. If you like everything about the offer, then why won't you accept? Tyler Biadasz is very cheap. We'll offer him 2 years, 10.6 mil. Cool. And actually, Dorrance Armstrong is only like a little over 6 mil per year, so we'll re-sign him too. That's pretty much everybody here that we're gonna re-sign right now, I guess. We could actually negotiate with, I guess, Stephon Gilmore right now, but again, he might be just cheaper at the end of the year, so we will wait, actually. We're gonna wait. But with that, let's get to the end of year number 1, and hopefully we can maybe even make the playoffs. We'll see. Okay, well, in year number 1, we do finish with a winning record at 9-8. It's just not quite good enough to make the playoffs. Apparently, Dak Prescott is just God in this game. I don't know why, but yeah, the Commanders go 12-5 with Dak. I want to say something crazy, but people would absolutely hate me for it, so I'm not going to, but maybe you could guess what I would say. But let's check out our season stats. Cooper Rush was actually good. Oh no, I don't want to have to commit to Cooper Rush, dude. 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 15 picks. That's a lot of interceptions, but other than that, that's less than Dak threw this year, right? I mean, shit, he was actually pretty good. Tony Pollard with a little over 1,000 yards, 4.4 per carry, 11 touchdowns. Michael Gallup was our leading receiver, almost 1,300 yards, only 5 touchdowns though. CD with just over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. Cook didn't do a whole lot, or Cooks. Blocking, the offensive line was kind of bad. I guess it's still a thing where if you have a not great quarterback, they get themselves sacked a lot, which makes sense, but seems a little bit excessive for what is, you know, an actual really good offensive line. Maybe we don't need Tyron Smith back as bad as I thought we did after he allowed 10 sacks. Leighton Vander Esch led the team in tackles with 149, Damone Clark with 111. Tackles for loss, we had a lot, led by Micah Parsons getting 19 in sacks. 9.5 for Lawrence, only 7.5 for Parsons though. 4 for Odigizua. Mozzie Smith only got 1, but overall with the tackles for loss and everything, he had a pretty good year. And then interceptions, 5 for Stephon Gilmore, 3 for Deron Bland, 2 for Malik Hooker, and then 1 for Donovan Wilson and Trayvon Diggs. Weird stats with Diggs only getting 1 pick, but whatever. Josh Allen wins MVP here. That's different than the usual Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott top 2, although they are top 5. Oh, Aaron Donald was up there for MVP. Unless they changed how that works, which I hope they did, he might have had an insane season. We'll see though. Offensive player of the year goes to the white boy Cooper Kupp as per usual. No variance there for whatever reason. CeeDee Lamb at number 9. Defensive player of the year, of course, goes to Aaron Donald. DeMarcus Lawrence at number 9. This feels like the only time Micah Parsons doesn't win it, of course, when we're using them. Jaden Reed wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Packers. Luke Schoonmaker at number 5. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to another Packer, Lucas Van Ness. Mozzie Smith at number 6. So even though we had a good record, I'm still disappointed by like how most of our team did. Cooper Rush was a big surprise. He did very well. I mean, most good quarterbacks in this game don't even do as well as Cooper Rush did, but whatever. Yeah, he had the 6th most passing touchdowns in the NFL. He even had more than Dak, just Dak had a lot less picks, which that's not exactly realistic, but again, that's EA for you. But with that, let's get into the offseason and let's hopefully improve this team. It's gonna be a difficult difficult offseason, I think. Okay, well, in the Super Bowl, the 49ers and the Bills are in it, with the 49ers winning it. Two teams that, you know, have been good recently, but can't seem to win a Super Bowl, especially the Bills. The 49ers can at least get there, but if they both get there, someone has to win it, and the 49ers do, 34-31. And the Bills had another loss to their Super Bowl loss trophy case. I don't know. But for re-signings, we're obviously going to pick up the Micah Parsons fifth-year option. Hopefully he plays better. I mean, he was, like, okay last year, but that would be a bad season for Micah Parsons, so hopefully he can do better. And yeah, Tyron Smith and Stephon Gilmore did regress, so they will be cheaper now. Can I just offer this contract to Terrence Steele and he'll take it? Probably not, but we're gonna do it. Oh, and he does. Okay, cool. Well, what's even the point of that scenario? Like, why not just have them accept immediately? I don't really understand the point of that, but fair enough. Stephon Gilmore, we will offer, I guess this is fine, 1 year, a little under 14 mil, and he does not accept it. Okay. How much is the tag? 17 mil? That's not too bad. But Tyron Smith, I definitely want, how bad do I want him back? He was pretty terrible. We'll offer him 1 year, a little under 20 mil, and he does take it. Okay, cool. It's just a 1 year, so if he does suck again, we'll just let him go, or he'll retire. I don't know. And then I guess we'll just tag Stephon Gilmore, so that works. Can't bring Jaron Curse back, although I do really like him in real life. I'm a big fan. But we already have other safeties. We're good there. Everyone else here, we can't re-sign, but I'm okay with that. So now we have negative 11 mil to work with, but let me see real quick if I can find any restructures to make. Okay, well, unfortunately, we were not able to clear up enough cap space to be able to offer anybody a contract. We still have a little over 1 mil negative cap, so not great, but we should be able to free up more in the future and add more players. I have a big worry that this team is going to get way too expensive for us to be able to afford, but we'll see what happens. But with that, let's get to the draft, and hopefully we can do well with the extra DAK Prescott picks, even though, you know, the Commanders did pretty well. We'll see. Okay, well, the Bucks have the #1 pick in the draft. I feel like they do a decent amount of time, or a decent amount of the time. Madden just doesn't have much faith in them, apparently, which I guess is valid, but I think they'll be okay. But we have the number 18 overall pick as our first pick, and I did see one player that I really want that I hope is still available. Okay, he is. Sam Paxton is a top 5 talent in the draft at QB, which is fairly rare, but I see why. Good lord. Elite throw power with 4.42 speed of 4.37 at his pro day? Are you kidding me? This is Anthony Richardson, but white. Like, this dude is crazy. All of his passing ratings are good. A awareness. Why was this guy not the #1 overall pick? Beautiful spiral on all his passes, gets happy feet. That's not great. Does well to avoid sacks. Loves to run and play outside of structure. I mean, all that is good except for the non-existent pressure. Seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold out here, but let's go with Sam Paxton out of Oregon State. He does have hidden dev, which I was worried about, but 96 throw power, 94 speed. That's not real, dude. This is the craziest quarterback I've ever seen, I think. He also looks 43 years old, yet he's only 22. That's great. Must be smoking cigarettes or something. I don't know. And now, just 6 picks later at number 24. Ooh. Andrew Odin is still available. I didn't think there was a chance he would still be here. Does he look good, though? I didn't even look at him because I was like, oh, top 5 tackle. He doesn't look that good, actually. His power isn't very good. He's a low injury player, which sometimes that's fine. Sometimes it does matter. He has really good speed, but he's not that strong. Good vertical jump, good broad jump, at least at his pro day. We don't really need a lineman at all, but to be fair, what do we really need at all now? Like, we're kind of chilling. Randy Hill looks good, but his combine wasn't the best. It was fine, but he's not very fast and not like crazy strong. You know, there aren't really any players here that like blow me away. Callum Crocker, or Calum Crocker, however you say that, does look pretty good though, but I'm not going to take him first round. Maybe late second, or wherever our pick is in the second round, whichever one the later one is there. Ooh, I might go with this guy though, but not supposed to go until the 3rd round, so I'll take him with the next pick in the 2nd round. There are some damn good players here, actually. Okay, I think James Hilton has to be the pick. I mean, look at those ratings. A man coverage, B zone coverage, A press, and he's not supposed to go until the 2nd or 3rd round. Am I missing something with with him? Did he, like, rob an old lady at gunpoint or something? Like, how has he not been taken yet? Might have normal dev, but even then, he should be like a 77 overall or something. Let's take him. No, he has hidden dev. That feels like a crazy good value. We will take that. Not that we need corner, like, at all, but still. We don't really need much anymore. And now let's go with the linebacker. It looks like there are a lot of good linebackers here, these top three. Let's go with Shaden Bonds out of Penn State. Obviously, y'all saw him, very fast. Really similar speed to our QB. Best bench press at the combine for middle linebackers, at least for the ones that are left. And good ratings, too. I don't know if he's going to be the best in coverage, but does look good at least. Maybe like 65 or 6 zone. We'll see. But let's take him. And of course, hidden dev, 90 speed, 91 excel. I'm surprised it's not even higher speed, considering it was like right around a 4.4 flat, like if you average those out. But I won't complain about 90 speed at middle linebacker. I like that pick. And then I guess I'll take this one last pick. We could go with that other linebacker, or we could look somewhere else. We'll see. I don't feel great about our offensive line depth, and we do have some older players there, so that might be where we look. We'll see. This Kyle Wheeler guy does look pretty good. Not the best power in the world, though, but he is strong, so that's confusing, but also my game is lagging like crazy. But yeah, 39 reps at his pro day, 36 at the combine, so pretty damn strong. Yeah, let's just take him. Kyle Wheeler maybe even has tackle versatility or flexibility at 6'5", 311. That's a good tackle build. Let's take him. Hidden dev, 92 strength, good jumping for a lineman, good excel. I feel like we went 4 for 4 on pretty damn good picks. But I think I'm just gonna simulate the rest of this out. I might take like 1 or 2 more, but let's see how we did in the draft. All right, well, as if this team needed it, this is one of the craziest draft classes I've had in a long time. Sam Paxton, the QB, is a 79 overall. One of the highest QBs I've taken. Obviously an athletic freak. Again, looks about 42 years old, but apparently that doesn't slow him down because he is insane. Already the number 16 ranked QB in the league. I'm very happy with that pick. And James Hilton is a 78 overall. I think I said 77 or 78. I might have only said 77. I don't know. But yeah, he's crazy. Already 81 man is a rookie. Pretty athletic too. That guy's crazy. Should be a great replacement for Gilmore eventually. And then Shaden Bonds in the second round, a 77 overall. I mean, that would have been a good pick in the first round. That's why I kind of miss the immediate player ratings to see like, oh, this player's ranked number 16 in the class. You took him at number whatever pick this was, like 56 or something. I don't know. No, I think that would be 50. And then even Kyle Wheeler is a 74 overall. That wouldn't have even been a bad pick in the first round. Like, wearing number 69 too, nice. Probably a first round talent. The last pick I made was Jake Spencer, who unfortunately does not have a dev trait, but is still a 71 overall. Borderline starting level already. So this might have been the best draft I've ever had. Our quarterback was tied for the second best player overall in the draft. This Hatcher guy looked insane. He had an A for like every single rating with 90 speed. Good lord. This is like Kyle Pitts with maybe like slightly worse route running. This was just a crazy draft, low key. We literally got 3 of the best 6 players in the class with Paxton, Hilton, and Bonds. Good lord. Oh, and I saw Croker up there too. He got taken 1 pick before us to the Falcons, where I took that center, Spencer. So that would have made this even more crazy. Yeah, 76 overall to the Falcons with a hidden dev. I wish we could have gotten him, but I don't even think he would have played. So I'm happy with that draft class, to say the least. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. Pretty different, to be fair. I mean, I guess we only have 1 different starter on offense, but hopefully Paxton can be pretty good as a rookie. I feel not great about replacing Cooper Rush because he was so good, but he didn't really develop a whole lot, which is one of my problems with this game. It's just harder than it should be to develop lower overall players if they actually do well, because after that type of season, he should be at least like a 75 at the very least. Like, he was low-key one of the better QBs in the NFL in terms of stats, but whatever. But just doesn't have much overall upside, so hopefully Paxton can be good. And then the defense, again, mostly the same, but we drafted Hilton, we drafted Bonds. Both of them will start for us, so very good rookie class, obviously. I've said that like a million times. Already arranged the specialists and everything, but with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 2 2. And hopefully we can do pretty well once again, maybe even better, but probably worse, knowing how this game works. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year 2, we are 5-2. I kind of thought we would suck. I didn't know how good our QB would be, but apparently we're doing pretty well. We're only allowing 16 points per game on defense. Good lord. Oh my god, I thought that said 63 sacks for Demario Davis. No. But we have a breakout D lineman. Who's this gonna be? Maybe Odigizua? That is who it is. Okay, cool. I'm surprised he didn't already have a dev trait to begin with, but their other interior D lineman did, who isn't very good in real life. Not Mozzie Smith, obviously, but I can't think of his name. I don't know if we still have him here, but I'm pretty sure he had star dev for some reason. No, we don't have him anymore. But obviously a very good start to this season. Who do we have to re-sign, though? I'm guessing Gilmore and Tyron Smith, at least. Ooh, CeeDee Lamb, Leighton Vander Esch. Isaiah Hodgins was just chilling in free agency, so I just signed him. Zach Martin, Brandon Cooks, and there's Stephon Gilmore and Tyron Smith. DeMarcus Lawrence, Oso Odigizua. Oh my god. I don't even know if 107 mil is enough, or 108, but we will try. CeeDee Lamb, 4 years, a little over 80 mil. He does accept it. Okay, cool. That's not even too bad. That seems cheap for how good he is in real life, or I guess a little under what would be fair. Leighton Vander Esch will offer him 4 years, 44. That's a lot more than he makes in real life, but he does take it. Isaiah Hodgins is just depth, although he might not be if Brandon Cooks regresses, and he's not very expensive. You know what? We'll re-sign Isaiah Hodgins. 3 years, 16.5 mil. Sounds good to me. I mean, I loved him when the Bills drafted him. Did they draft him and then they just cut him? And he ended up being pretty damn good for the Giants throughout like the playoffs last year and I guess later in the season. So I've always been a fan of him. Cool to see him break out a little bit. Hopefully you can continue that. I always like to root for players that like I thought were good and then get picked later than they should. We'll see what happens though. Zach Martin, we will offer, I guess this is fine. We could even go 2 years, a little under 40 mil, and he does take it. Brandon Cooks is older, but if he does regress, nah, I think we'll just let him go, unfortunately. Gilmore we'll wait on because he'll regress. Same with Tyron Smith. We'll see how he plays. Same with DeMarcus Lawrence. That's a pretty steep contract. Also, Odigizua we will resign though. 2 years, 17 mil, and he takes it. A lot of these players are interested, which makes sense. I mean, the Cowboys are a team a lot of players want to go to. It's definitely a nice luxury to have though. I guess we can re-sign like Blake Gillikin if we wanted to. Cool. And Kaimi Fairbairn sounds good to me, just so we don't have to worry about kicker and punter. But it's definitely going to get a little tight re-signing these three with only 40 mil left. So worst case scenario, I think we can get Smith and Lawrence back and just let Gilmore go because we have Hilton, the rookie we just drafted. That might be the plan if we can't afford all three. But anyways, a lot of talking about re-signings there. Let's get to the end of the year and hopefully we can finish pretty strong. Oh yeah, and we'll see if we hit the breakout for Odigizua. If not, we'll just be at the end of the year. Okay, well, super quick before I reveal how we did in year number 2. If you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It's super easy for you to do. It really helps out a ton. And I mean, if you've made it here, clearly you're enjoying it at least a little bit, so I'd very much appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. I appreciate all the support lately as much as I hate that word. And again, of course, let me know what type of rebuild you want me to do, either a fun rebuild idea or what team you want me to rebuild. But that's enough plugging. We got fairly unlucky with the rookie dev traits. Bonds, Hilton, and Paxton all only have star devs, so I guess the minimum they could have had, which it's obviously better than hitting a normal dev, but I was hoping at least there would be one superstar. I was thinking for sure that like at least one of them would be. I kind of thought all three of them had a chance to, but unfortunately only star for all of them. But Paxton, as a rookie, is already up to an 83 and 86 with morale. That is insane. Already a top 10 QB, up to 98 throw power, probably, and 95 speed. That is disgusting. Could be close to 99 for both by the end of this rebuild. But in year number 2, if you couldn't guess already, we made the playoffs going 13-4. Now we kind of created a monster in the Commanders. They go 15-2. That's why you don't interdivision trade, especially with someone as good as DAK Prescott is in this game for God knows what reason. Literally every single year in these rebuilds, he throws more passing touchdowns than he ever has in a season in real life. So that's great. Love realism. But Sam Paxton was very, very good as a rookie. 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns, 13 picks, 69% completion percentage. Nice. Tony Pollard, 1,100 yards, only 4 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns. Good year, but not a great yard per carry. Average, 1,250 yards exactly for CeeDee Lamb, 7 touchdowns. Michael Gallup, another 1,000-yard receiving season. Even Luke Schoonmaker was really good, almost 1,000 yards, well, a little over 900, 11 touchdowns. Not a great ratio there. That's unfortunate. Brandon Cooks with 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. Blocking was better. Zach Martin joins the all-castration team. It feels like there are a lot more joining it this year. It feels like sack numbers are a little less inflated, which is nice. And then on defense, Leighton Vander Esch led the team with 123 tackles, tackles for loss, 17 for Parsons, good amount overall, and sacks, 16 for Lawrence. He's a monster in this game for some reason. I mean, he's good in real life, but he's like one of the best here in Madden for some reason. He was last year too. 15 sacks for Parsons though, not much outside of those two. And then interceptions, 4 for Shaden Bonds as a rookie. He had a very good rookie year. 3 for Leighton Vander Esch, Trayvon Diggs, and Donovan Wilson. 2 for Hooker and Gilmore, and then 1 for Lawrence of all players and James Hilton as a rookie. But MVP goes to Jalen Hurts here. That's kind of different. I'm glad to see some differences here, but here are the usual top 2. Dak gets number 2 for MVP. Mahomes gets number 3, of course. Oh, I did see Paxton up there at number 10. Love to see that. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Hurts. Dak at number 2, of course. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. DeMarcus Lawrence at 2. Micah Parsons at 3. I forgot to check what Aaron Donald did last year. I'll check now before I forget. Offensive Rookie of the Year obviously goes to Sam Paxton. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Shaden Bonds. So we sweep the Rookie of the Year awards. We'll take that. But hold on. I do want to see what Aaron Donald did last year. Ooh, Matthew Stafford was terrible. This year, Aaron Donald had 17 sacks, 17 tackles for loss. But what did he do to get up to MVP last year? Not quite MVP. Oh, just a casual 28 sacks. I was saying how the sack numbers aren't as bad this year, where you won't get anyone like shattering the sack record, but there we go. 28 for Aaron Donald last year. I love this game. And Aaron Donald's never been like a crazy high sack getter, just because he gets double teamed so much. I mean, he's gotten a good amount of sacks in his career, obviously, but still. But in the playoffs, we're going to be taking on the Panthers in the wild card at 9-8. We did beat them after the midseason to see if we got the Osa Odigizua breakout, but he did not hit it, unfortunately. Just like you can't hit it. I don't know, that was mean, I'm sorry. We have a first to many scenario though. I got a new keyboard, thank God. My last one was cool, but clicked so loud. The little switches or whatever you call them, they were so goddamn loud. But we'll go play it cool. I really like this keyboard though. I think it is called the SteelSeries Apex 100. It was like less than 20 bucks and it's like decent. So like, why not? I'm not some nerd about like keyboards. I don't know if that's like a good deal or if it's like a piece of shit and I just don't know, but I like it. I used to have one like 4 years ago, so I bought another one. But anyways, back to the rebuild. Let's see if we can take down the Panthers. Probably gonna lose, but we'll see. Of course we lose. I love this game. At least this game's realistic though. Like as good as the Cowboys are in this game for some reason, I've still yet to see them win a Super Bowl. I've seen them in one in the last rebuild, but I've never seen them win one. So I guess it's a little realistic. That's an ugly Super Bowl. The Cardinals, what are they, an 80 overall? If that? They're probably not even an 80. They're probably like a 78. No, they are an 80. Okay. Good Lord. We were an 88, right? At least they don't win it, but how? Oh, we're an 86 now, but it said 88 like a second ago. But the Ravens do beat them at least 21-14. That's a good roster, but Cardinals? Really? I was hoping simulation would be better this year, but I said it in the last one. It seems worse. I've been complaining so much lately, but this game is just so dog shit. It is unbelievable. I'm happy that there are some new features, but the main thing I hated was simulation, and it seems arguably worse. Anyways, I'll stop complaining now for the most part. I just love to do it, apparently. Let's see who we have to re-sign. We have the 5th year for Tyler Smith. We'll definitely pick that up. Is it actually going to be 20 mil? Interesting. Brandon Cooks, I'm good. He's been solid, but like, I just want to get younger there. Gilmore, I will bring back for sure. He's not that expensive. He probably won't take this, but 1 year, a little over 10 mil. Okay, he does. Never mind. Fuck me, I guess. DeMarcus Lawrence, we definitely want back too. He was a monster last year. 2 years, little over 25 mil. He takes it. I feel like I've spent most of my time in this rebuild re-signing players. Cooper Rush is here, you know, if he wants to come back. 2 years, well, maybe he'll get a starting opportunity somehow. I mean, some teams kind of go to shit, so maybe he'll get a starting starting opportunity. I don't know. We'll let him try to get that, I guess. It's unlikely, but we'll try, or we'll let him try. But again, let's get into free agency. Let's try to clear up some cap, and hopefully we can do something this year. Okay, well, we have 27 mil to work with, but I don't know what to do with this money. I mean, I don't know why I freed it up, to be fair. We're really, like, good everywhere. We really don't have a need. There is one position I'm thinking about trying to get. Also, Luke Schoonmaker and Paxton went up to Superstar Dev, which I expected, to be fair. I wasn't sure if Schoonmaker would get it. And Bonds got Superstar up to an 81, 84 with morale. That's pretty huge. We could maybe look for a defensive tackle too, but I'm happy with Odigizua and Mozzie Smith. Really, I mean, this team is already set pretty much. And I mean, if we were using my custom rosters, Paxton would already be a higher overall than Dak would be. I mean, Dak's probably like a 90 overall here after developing, but he wouldn't be in my custom rosters, we'll say that. Nick Chubb is here. We don't need Nick Chubb, but that would be kind of crazy. Because, I mean, Tony Pollard's put up good rushing yard numbers, but his yards per carry haven't been very good. Chubb would be pretty nice. That just seems so weird to pay 2 running backs, though. But I'm kind of tempted, I'm not gonna lie. We could also try to go for a receiver. The problem is, the Chiefs are also very interested in Kadarius Toney, and Jerry Jeudy isn't that interested in signing with us. He is the one I want, but the Texans are also very interested in him. If we can't do anything here, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we don't really need anybody here. It just would be nice to get someone, I guess. That's the story of my life. But, could also go for, like, Landon Dickerson, I guess. Because Tyron Smith did retire, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't already with how many injuries he's had in his career. But anyways, I guess we'll just see if we can sign Jerry Jeudy. If I had to guess, I will say we probably won't get him, but we might as well try. He does sign, and we don't get him. Okay, cool. Of course. Oh, and Kadarius Toney signs the Chiefs. Well, that's tough. I want to see, did Tyrann oh, God, dude, of course. Should we go for D-Hop, or would that be weird? I mean, it would just be like a 1-year thing, but it could be kind of fun. Nah, I set receiver as our focus scout position, so we're not going to do that. So again, we're not going to be able to do anything here in free agency, at least much that would help the team. So let's just get to the draft. Again, I think we do have 2 first-round picks, so that's kind of nice. Okay, well, here in the draft, we do not pick until number 24. The Rams have the first overall pick, but to be honest, if y'all have seen one of my videos before, I'm better at drafting late first than I am early first. I don't know why, but I always end up getting better players when I draft later in the first round, for some reason. Of course, both of our picks happen to be within the last 8 picks of the first round, which is unfortunate, but again, I'm kind of better with these picks anyways. There are a few insane corners. Good lord. We don't need another, but oh my god. Why are there always so many good corners in these drafts, dude? Alex Saunders isn't quite as crazy, or Alexander Saunders isn't quite as crazy, but still crazy. What would we even do with one of those corners if we drafted them? But they do look very good. Maybe safety for one of our corners, if I really felt like that. You know what? I think I will. There isn't really anyone else that would help us that much. And even then, this would just be a backup pick. So let's go with Jaden Kirkpatrick. Could be close to an 80 overall. I don't know. He looks crazy. He's 6 foot, 192, 23 years old, out of LSU. Might have normal dev. I don't know, but either way, looks like a good overall player, so we will take him. And he does have normal, unfortunately, but that's fine because he looked crazy. And then just like 6 picks later, I do kind of want an interior D lineman, but there isn't really a great one that's supposed to go in this range. Does Dallas Hoover look good? I mean, he has the best possible first name. He looks all right. His combine was very good. 4.84 was only the 6th fastest for defensive tackles. What hell? Who's in this class? I'm gonna see which one that is. I'm curious now. Oh, this is the fastest one. Oh, he looks kind of crazy. Damian Crocker. His ratings aren't great, but his awareness and play rec are really good. We're not gonna take him yet, but I think he will be a pick for us in the very near future. I don't know why I said that so weird, but I did. Do we really need another lineman? I mean, we got enough linemen, to be honest. Ooh, this guy's really strong. We'll think about him. Ooh, so is this guy. Kevin Harper. His ratings aren't great, though. I feel like both of these draft classes have been loaded. Let's go with Purcell first, though. We're really gonna beef up our trenches here. I'm looking to take a lot of offensive linemen and defensive linemen, so let's go with Purcell first, because he's projected to go first out of any of these players. Let's take him here. Hidden Dev, 92 strength, good jump, good excel, good agility for a lineman. I like that pick. Doesn't look amazing, but his combine was really good. Ratings wise, he's just all right. Here, let's go with Damian Crocker. This was the guy who looked great, right? Yeah, let's take him here. Hidden Dev, 90 strength, 78 speed for a defensive tackle. That's insane. God, I hate how long shit takes to load. I accidentally clicked view your draft board and it takes so long. This game is so slow. I just restarted it too, and I just bought more RAM for my PC, so it should be fine, but whatever. I do think Eric Rich, he's not very strong, but his ratings are kind of crazy. We'll think about him. You know what? We'll take Kevin Harper just because he is so strong. He's the fastest right guard available too. Is he I don't know how he only has D and C power, but he does have elite strength, obviously. So let's take him. Probably normal? No, he does have hidden 92 strength. I thought that would be a little higher, but we'll take it. And then unless that other D lineman is still available, that might have been the last pick that I'll take. Okay, he is gone. Let's just go with James Hazelton out of, I think it said Michigan or Michigan State. I don't know. A awareness, A zone, B play rec, B block shed. Not great pursuit, but ran a 4.48, 4.42 at his pro day. Good strength. Only 21 years old. Yeah, out of Michigan. Not going to be amazing, but should be around like a 70 to 72 overall. Maybe hidden dev. Linebackers do a lot of the time, especially middle linebackers. But now that I said that, he won't. So let's see. Of course he doesn't. Normal dev, but could be a good overall. We'll see. But I feel like we did pretty well in that draft once again. So let's simulate this out and let's see how we did. Okay, well, we definitely had a very good draft, just nowhere near as good as last year, unfortunately. But still good. This must be a weaker draft class, because I thought Jaden Kirkpatrick would be like a 79 or 80, but only a 77. Still obviously really good. Looks really similar to the last guy we drafted, but unfortunately not as high of an overall as I thought, and unfortunately no dev trait, but will still be a really good fourth corner. It's crazy we'll have Deron Bland as like our fifth corner now. Matthew Purcell's a 74, pretty good. Damian Crocker's a 72, that's solid. Harper's a 73. James Hazelton is actually a 74. He's even a higher overall than I thought he would be. Again, wish we could get a dev trait, but he's a good player regardless. 69 zone coverage, nice. And then the CPU didn't really pick anyone that good. Jay Baber, I almost said Barber. That's an interesting last name, is a 72, this running back. An elusive back with only 88 speed. That's not great, but fair enough. So we drafted pretty well. I don't know what the CPU did, but we did pretty well, so I'm happy with it. And let's get into year number 3. Okay, well, here is a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. Looking very nice, obviously. I think we're the same overall we were heading into last year in 86. I think that's been our overall the same every single year. Maybe not right after we traded Dak, but still. But hopefully we can be, you know, just as good, maybe better in the regular season, and hopefully more playoff success. We'll probably miss the playoffs because we have a good team, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, the line has shifted around a little bit on the left side at least. No more Brandon Cooks. We're going to give Isaiah Hodgins starting time, which I'm very much okay with. And then the defense is entirely the same for starters, I'm pretty sure. Did Donovan Wilson just get superstar? Did he get it last year? I can't remember, but either way, we're looking very nice, like I said already. So with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and hopefully we can do pretty well. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year 3, we are only 3-4. Not great, obviously. Our offense and our defense both look kind of mid. Our offense looks a little better in terms of yards, but our defense looks a little better in terms of, you know, points allowed and everything. Leighton Vander Esch is apparently leading the league in solo tackles. I don't know why it always shows tackle leaders like here. Like, oh, you can scroll through it. That's interesting. But why is tackles the first one? Tackles are such an overrated stat. I mean, most people realize that, but some still don't. But we have some re-signings to make here, of course, where we have spent most of our time in this rebuild, it feels like. Again, I did cheat and check a little bit. We have Micah Parsons, Donovan Wilson, Damone Clark, Deron Bland, Dorrance Armstrong, lots of D names, Stephon Gilmore, Terrence Steele, Tyler Biadasz again. Good amount of starters again. Let's start with the most important one, who is not interested at all for some reason. I feel like he obviously would be in real life, but we'll offer him 6 years, almost 40 mil. This is what, 37 mil per year? That's insane. But at this point in the NFL, after teams get more cap space, he'll probably get something around that. But let's offer that to him, and he does take it. That's quarterback money, at least a couple years ago quarterback money. Now we have like fucking Daniel Jones getting 40 mil a year. I still can't believe that. I mean, he's fine, but Donovan Wilson will offer 2 years, almost 16 mil. He takes it. Underrated player in real life. He's been solid for us here. And then Damone Clark, we have other linebackers already in place. If we're tight for cap, I just probably won't re-sign him. Gilmore, I do want back, but he probably will retire. If not, he'll regress a lot and we can just get him for cheaper. Terrence Steele wants a lot of money. How has he been? I haven't really noticed him being too terrible, so that's probably a good sign. If you don't notice a lineman too much, he's not great though. We already do have, again, a lot of backup linemen in place that are younger and we won't have to pay them. Tyler Biadasz isn't very expensive at all. He's only a little over 5 mil per year, so we will re-sign him. He's not like 15 like Steele wants. So again, we're tight for cap space, only a little under 10 mil to work with. But with that, let's get to the end of year number 3 and hopefully we can make the playoffs. This very well should be a playoff team, but for some reason we're struggling. Okay, well, once again, before I reveal how we did in year number 3, y'all know why we're here. Like, subscribe again if you haven't already. I'd very much appreciate it. What are you doing if you've made it all the way here? Clearly you've enjoyed it, unless you fell asleep, which fair enough. I know people do sleep to these videos, which is valid. Feel free to do that. Pump my watch time, you know what I'm saying? But did we have any hidden dev players starting at all? Now that I think about it, I don't think we did, unless I'm just stupid. So no dev traits got revealed, I don't think. No rookies even started, so our team was just too good, I guess. But in year number 3, we finished 11-6, making a really big comeback on the year and making the playoffs. That means we went, what, 8-2 for the rest of the year? That's pretty nice. But for season stats, Sam Paxton looks like he was very good once again. 4,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 9 picks. Even better from him this year. I was worried he would kind of stink it up and that's why we weren't great, but he was very good. Brock Purdy threw the most touchdowns. Oh my god. 36 touchdowns was the 3rd most in the NFL though, so that's pretty nice. More than Patrick Mahomes even. But Brock Purdy, really? I mean, I was a Brock Purdy believer coming out of college, but the 49ers offense is like the easiest quarterback job of all time. Maybe he does that just because it is so easy and they have good weapons, but like, good lord. I don't see him becoming the best quarterback in the NFL, believe it or not. Tony Pollard with 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. He was fine. I mean, again, just got the ball a lot, but he was good. 1,333 yards for CeeDee Lamb, 16 touchdowns. Gallup with 900, Hodgins with 900. I didn't mean to click him, but I did. Oops. Only 600 yards and 4 touchdowns for Schoonmaker this year, unfortunately, though. Blocking, ugh. Tyler Smith and Tyler Biadasz were both pretty bad. Terrence Steele was good. Kyle Wheeler wasn't great, and then Zach Martin was meh. So, of course, the lineman that we need to re-sign is the only one that really does well. That's fun. Leighton Vander Esch led the team with 142 tackles. Tackles for loss, 21 for Micah Parsons led the team. And sacks, 15.5 for Micah Parsons. Finally playing like Micah Parsons here. I mean, he did last year too, but still. 9 for Lawrence. He's been really good, obviously, as he usually is in this game. And then interceptions, 5 for Stephon Gilmore. He's been really good. I think he is going to retire, though, in a second. Trayvon Diggs with 4, 2 for Hooker and Shaden Bonds, and then 1 for Donovan Wilson. But yearly awards, MVP goes to Lamar, actually. I thought it would be Brock Purdy. Sam Paxton at 6. I'm surprised he's not higher, but it is what it is. Brandon Ayuk wins Offensive Player of the Year. CD at number 3. Sam Paxton at 10. Defensive Player of the Year again goes to Aaron Donald. Micah Parsons at 2. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Chauncey Pittman of the Lions. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Brandon Andrews of the 49ers. No Cowboys, unfortunately. But what I was saying about Stephon Gilmore is we have a one last hurrah scenario. I guess this could maybe be Zach Martin, which would be well, both of them have been really good, so either way, it's not great. Could also be like DeMarcus Lawrence, I guess, but he's not like as old, but let's see who it is. It's probably Gilmore, but it could be Martin. Nothing's loading. Okay, cool. Okay, it is Zach Martin. Well, that's unfortunate. I think if you don't click that scenario again, they won't retire though, which maybe that's cheesy, but like, it should just be coded into the game. It's not my fault this game sucks. But we'll probably lose this game anyways. We're going to be taking on the Commanders in the wild card, so let's see if we can get a win against Dak Prescott and the Commanders. That's a weird sentence. Of course not. We lose 34-27 to a worse team while we're at home because EA. I'm not pessimistic, you're pessimistic. Smile. The Ravens win another Super Bowl here. Again, again, 21-14, this time against the Panthers. The Ravens are becoming a dynasty here slowly but surely. Again, another one of those teams that are usually good in the regular season, but can't seem to win a Super Bowl. I guess they weren't great in this year's regular season because, like, their entire team got hurt, but still, they do win Super Bowl 60. But of course, for re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th year for Mozzie Smith. Stephon Gilmore still has not retired. We do have a decent amount of money to work with, though, so I'm guessing Zach Martin did retire, even though I didn't click the scenario again, but we'll offer Stephon Gilmore 1 year, 8.2 mil. He re-signs again. He's been a stud for us. I mean, we can afford Terrence Steele. He's gonna suck if we re-sign him, but it's not like we really have a better option. You know what? Worst case scenario, we can just re-sign him in free agency, but maybe there'll be a better player. We'll see. And then Deron Bland is just depth. Armstrong is just depth. Stearns is just depth. Everyone here is just depth. So I guess Damone Clark isn't, but he's not that important here. So let's see what we can do in free agency with actually a decent amount of money to work with for the first time in this rebuild. I could even free up more depending on who's available. We'll see. Okay, well, this is low-key kind of a crazy free agent class. We're going for Aaron Donald, Chris Olave, who we may or may not get. I don't know. Same goes for both of them. Trey Hendrickson, we do have a massive lead for him. And Trent Brown to, I guess, replace Terrence Steele. Again, this is a crazy free agent class. There's also Joel Bitonio available, Jalen Phillips, Cam Akers, Breece Hall, Grady Jarrett, Dalvin Cook, Brock Purdy's even here. There are some very good players here. But let's see if we can sign any of these players. They all sign. We get Aaron Donald, Trey Hendrickson, and Trent Brown. I'm cool with that. We don't get Chris Olave, but we don't really need another receiver. We did kind of need another interior D lineman. Our interior pass rush has not been great. It's been all edge, and, oh, I didn't even explain why I signed Trey Hendrickson. It's because DeMarcus Lawrence did retire. I don't know if Trey Hendrickson is all that good in this game. I remember him being good at one point, but I don't know if he still is. I do kind of want Joel Bitonio now, though. We'll probably put him at left guard or left tackle. I mean, I think he has tackle experience, right? Because Tyler Smith was awful at left tackle. Either that or we will move our left guard over to right guard and put Bitonio at left guard, or move Bitonio over to right guard to just replace Zach Martin. I don't know. The Saints are also interested in him, which is kind of tough. Now I'm not so sure if we're going to get him or not, but we might as well try. Let's see if we can get Joel Bitonio. I don't know if we will, but hopefully we do. Okay. That is an insane free agent class. A very, very old free agent class, but a very good one. We'll take it. Okay, well, here in the draft, the Browns have the #1 pick. I don't know what happened to them. I mean, they might have, this is going to be crazy to say, but they might have the best roster in the NFL, either them or the Eagles or, like, I guess the Cowboys. They're just obviously other problems for the Browns, and the Cowboys too, I guess. But they do end up with the #1 overall pick here. Let's simulate to our pick at number 23. What position did I focus scout? Was it receiver? Or what's it called? Not focus scout. Yeah, I guess it is like regional focus scouting. Oh, that guy looks interesting. But we don't really even need receiver. We don't really even need anything, to be fair. I wanted one of these safeties, but none of them look that good, unfortunately. I thought Lions would be pretty good, but, well, he is fast. He actually might be decent, but I don't know if he's first round worthy. He'll probably be like a 72 or something. Nah, he might be better than that. Safeties are always like surprisingly high of an overall. But again, we just really don't need a safe. Let's take the center that looks interesting, Matthew Bowden. He's 6'5", 315, 21 years old, left-handed just like me for real, out of Oregon State. Maybe blocked for our QB at one point, maybe? Not the best combine in the world, but it was all right. But really good ratings other than his finesse, which is of course our scheme. So that's kind of tough, but he does look very good. Lots of A's across the board. He'll probably be like a 74, 70, probably a 74 overall. Maybe hidden dev, hopefully. So let's take him. And he does have hidden dev, 88 strength. He looks solid. I don't know if he's amazing, but he looks solid. If he had like better strength, I would think he would be like amazing, but we'll see. A zone safety with 4.64 speed. No, thank you. I'm okay. God, why are safeties always so goddamn slow in this game? They're slower than the linebackers half the time. I guess we'll go with Percy Mabry though. He looks okay. I don't even know if he looks worth taking here, but we kind of need depth at safety, although we could just go and sign like a Caden Stearns if we wanted to. So maybe we don't really even need to do this. Sharif Wolf looks pretty good. That's a a cool name. A tackle, B player ec. He's a power rusher, so I would assume he has at least B power moves, hopefully even A. Had a good combine too. Not the fastest in the world, but is strong. I don't know if he's amazing, but he'll probably be like maybe around a 70-ish, maybe like a 69. Hopefully hidden though. Let's take him out of Alabama. He does have hidden dev, really good strength, good speed. I'm a fan of that pick. And let's see if we can find a decent tight end. There were some that looked really good. God, I wish I had these guys scouted down here. I'll look through real quick. Okay, well, none of these players are really interesting enough to show, so I'll just make a few more picks and I'll see y'all for the draft recap. Okay, I feel like I'm starting to understand how to draft in this game. I took every pick here except for the last one, Antoine Whitfield, and even then the CPU took a 71 overall defensive end. This was another very good draft. Matthew Bowden is a 78 overall. He looked really good. I just thought the finesse and him not having like insane strength would hold him back a little bit, but he's probably like a top 5 player in the class. Yeah, tied for the 3rd best. So we got really good value there. There was an 80 overall linebacker. Normally I don't see linebackers being the best, but that's kind of cool. I guess this is kind of like the Ravens picking not Chris Lindstrom. What the hell is their center's name? I can't think of his name. I just woke up. Because I mean, I thought he was a top 5 player in the class. They got him at like 23, didn't they? Wait. Oh, 25. Well, that's close, I guess. Tyler Linderbaum. That's why I was thinking Lindstrom. But either way, good value there. Wolf is even a 74 overall. Obviously, he has hidden it. And then I took every pick, like I said, up to right here. I think every single one of these players had hidden dev except for, I guess, Aldridge and Stout. Yes, Stout didn't have one, but he looks like a good receiver. He's fast. He has like 96 speed. Both of these tight ends are looking really good. Morales is a 74 with hidden, and we only had one tight end on the roster, so I was just filling depth, but Lewis Brackett, probably Lewis. His stats actually look horrible, but he is a good blocker. 69 catching though, nice. I just know a lot of the time those blocking tight ends, if they look decent other than their blocking, they can be a really good overall. I mean, I've seen a team take like an 80 overall X factor in like the 6th round or something as a blocking tight end in last year's game, so I like to take those whenever I see them. And then Smith has a dev trait, Aldridge does not, and then Antoine Whitfield does not, but he is a good player, so that is a very good pick. This was another really nice draft, so I'm happy with it. But let's get into year number 4 of the rebuild. Is it year 4? I think it's year 4. All right, well, here is a look at the team heading into year number 4 of the rebuild, the 4th and final year probably. Up to an 87 overall. We still obviously have some younger players here that can develop throughout the year. Maybe we can be close to a 90? We'll see, I guess. But we are looking very nice. No major changes, actually. That's a big lie. Like our entire offensive line changed, and our defense changed quite a bit too. And actually Bonds and Van Der Esch and Paxton and Lamb all got X Factor, so that's kind of crazy. But I really like how the team is looking. Obviously some older players now that we just signed, but it doesn't really matter. It's not like they're going to regress throughout the year. In the D line of Micah Parsons, Aaron Donald, Trey Hendrickson, and Mozzie Smith is insane. That's unfair. But anyways, let's just simulate to the end of the year, and hopefully we can do pretty well, but I can't wait to finish 7-10. It's gonna be great. Okay, well, in year number 4, we finished 13-4, easily making the playoffs. The Commanders are falling off a little bit now, 8-9, still in the playoffs, but we have definitely been better. I think we definitely kind of won from the DAK trade, even though he is so insane in this game. We shut out the Giants 14-0. That must have been a terrible game to watch. But let's check out some of the season stats. Oh, Sam Paxton was very good. 4,600 yards, 43 touchdowns, 13 picks, 71% completion percentage. Tony Pollard a little under 1,200 yards, 4.1 per carry, 11 touchdowns. Even Paxton almost 500 yards rushing, 4.5 per carry. CeeDee Lamb with 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns led the team. Isaiah Hodgins with 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. I can't believe he was just sitting in free agency. We actually have a lot of Oregon State players. I forgot Isaiah Hodgins was Oregon State. Well, I didn't forget, but like I just didn't think of that. Sam Paxton to our center, Matthew Bowden, who did pretty damn well, by the way. Our tackles were not great, but I've seen worse. Tyler Smith was really good, and Joel Bitonio joins the all-castration team. You love to see it. And then on defense, Leighton Van Der Esch led the team with 106 tackles. Tackles for loss, 26 for Micah Parsons led the team. Really good amount overall, and sacks, 19 for Micah Parsons, 15.5 for Aaron Donald, 13.5 for Trey Hendrickson. That's a crazy trio. We had like none outside of those three though. Also, Diggy Zool with 5.5 was decent, and then like none after that. And then interceptions, 3 for Leighton Vander Esch, 2 for Wilson, Gilmore, and Hilton, and then 1 for Hazelton, Diggs, and Hooker. Nothing like digging up. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP here. Sam Paxton at number 3, Dak at number 6, of course. Anthony Richardson up there. That's fun. Offensive Player of the Year does go to CeeDee Lamb. We will take that. Sam Paxton at 5, Tony Pollard at 7. Was that Sky Moore on the Commanders? Interesting. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons with Aaron Donald at number 2, Trey Hendrickson at 7, so 3 players up there for Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Harold Turbin of the Commanders. Richard Morales, our backup tight end, at number 9, and then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Alex Smith, reincarnated as a Lions defensive player. Looking a little different there, but that's okay. No Cowboys up there, so interesting season. We did very well, but let's once again see if we can take down Dak Prescott and the Washington Commanders in the wild card, or will our rebuild end here? Oh, we do barely win 31-27. I thought for sure we were out there, but we do get a win, barely. Upgrade for Richard Morales. I mean, that doesn't really matter. I actually, hold on, is his dev trait revealed? Probably not, but I do kind of want to cheat and see what it is. We didn't actually look what any of our players are up to or what the dev traits are. I just didn't feel like plugging again. God damn it, I didn't mean to go to roster. I meant to go to just lineup. I hate that they replaced the spots of where everything is. They moved everything around and I'm still clicking the wrong shit all the time. Okay, that's what I was expecting. Richard Morales has X Factor. Good lord. Paxton's up to a 96 with morale. Lamb's almost up to a 99 with morale. This team is crazy. Bowden has superstar. What's Brackett's dev trait? Probably just star because he only went up 1 overall, but it could be higher. Has played a decent amount of snaps, over almost 300 snaps as the number 3 tight end. So probably just star. No, it is superstar. Good lord. And I don't know if we had any other hidden. We had Wolf, who might actually have superstar. He went up 2 overall after barely playing. No, he just has star. Okay, well, our offensive players that we drafted were insane. 2 superstars and an X Factor. I don't know how we're still only up to an 88 overall. I'm surprised the team isn't a crazier overall, but it is still a very good team, obviously. But anyways, let's simulate this game against the Falcons, who are a very good team in this game usually. I mean, look at their overall rankings. They were top 10 in literally everything. Although we were first in offensive points per game and pass yards per games, but our defense was just slightly above average. I don't know how, considering our defensive line, but fair enough. EA moment, I guess. But let's see if we can get a win. And we do. 31-18, over double their score. And we're going to be taking on the Vikings. They're usually kind of terrible in this game. We have a hot opponent scenario. Shout out Bobby Schmurda, I guess. But let's go be confident. Y'all know me. Plus 10 like everything for both teams. So I do think we are going to go out here, unfortunately. Even though we do have the better team, it's not by a lot. And the Vikings do have a home game. So whatever happens, that's fine. But let's see if we can take down the Vikings. And we do. 27-17. As we're going to be taking on the Jags in the Super Bowl. Weird. Upgrade for Trayvon Diggs, James Hazelton, and Louis Brackett, however you say his name. But we have a recap for the hot opponent. Give us that sweet, juicy morale and XP, I think that's what it gives you. But this has been a great end to the rebuild so far. I'm glad we can at least make a Super Bowl. I don't know if we'll win it. We'll probably lose it, but we will try. But yeah, plus 10 morale stuff, 2,500 XP. You love to see it. Speak about your struggling opponent. Yeah, you must really suck if you're in the Super Bowl. I feel like those are always a curse to click on, so I'm not gonna. I feel like you always lose those games after you click on that scenario, so let's just not do it. Good amount of upgrades here, though. Like, I guess 3 starters and 1 really good backup. Can Micah Parsons even use that upgrade? Apparently he did. I wondered if he was like a pure 99. He probably will be soon, though. But we have a Super Bowl media day. Is this gonna be some sweet, juicy staff points? I'm pretty sure it is. Like 10 or something. But this Super Bowl is everything. This is the last year. If we don't win it, we don't win one for this rebuild. So let's see if we can go out with a bang. Let's jump in against the Jags and let's see if we can win the Cowboys' first Super Bowl in a very long time. You know, I used to complain about the loading screens in the last game a lot, but I kind of miss them now. Now it's just a black screen. But here we go in Hard Rock Stadium, making me rock hard, you know what I'm saying? saying. So I guess the Jags get to stay in state for their Super Bowl. Unfair advantage, this is rigged. I see like a tiny sliver of the field in the background. I don't know why. It's not even showing up in the recording. It's weird. It's like on the very edge, I can see the stadium in the background. It's like panning over it. Anyways, let's simulate this game out against the Jags and probably lose, but hopefully we can get our first Super Bowl in a long time. We go up early 7-0. The Jags do tie it at 7 in the second quarter. Not much scoring happening yet. Very low scoring Super Bowl. The Jags do get a field goal. We drive and we get a touchdown. We're up 14-10 in the fourth quarter. They get a touchdown, but so do we. We're up 21-17. It looks like there was a turnover, and that is gonna end the game as we win the Cowboys their first Super Bowl in probably over 30 years. So our old man looking QB, Sam Paxton, does help us win a Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence and Sam Paxton at midfield or wherever the hell that was. What a perfect way to finish out this rebuild. Who let this random old man up onto the field? He looks like someone to me. I don't know who. I don't know why I'm just bullying this, like, generated face, but he does not look like 24 like he actually is. Who won Super Bowl MVP? Does it not show it anymore? I guess we'll have to check in a second. I actually have no idea how to check now. There used to be a little thing, like, right in here, right? That was like a yearly recap. It showed, like, the Coach of the Year, MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl winner, Offensive Player of the Year, offensive, like, all that kind of stuff. But now I just don't see it anymore. There's this yearly awards thing, but that just brings you straight to yearly awards. Maybe I'm just stupid and I don't know how to do it. Oh no, here it is. You just have to simulate a week. Okay, I found it. It went to Tony Pollard. I guess it was showing him. I didn't know why it was showing him. Maybe it's just it shows the running back, but he does win Super Bowl MVP. But that is the perfect way to finish out the rebuild. Again, I really hope y'all enjoyed. This was a very fun one, a very fun finish. If you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. 2,000 likes, and once we get to 13K, I'll be very happy. We'll see if we can get to 13K after this video. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.